Today is kind of a rather sad day as I remove one of my favorite things related to airsoft from my gun. As you guys know, if you've been following the channel for any amount of time, at least the airsoft sort of side of the channel, you know that I really, really like the GHK GBB conversion kit, and that still holds true. I really like it. It's for $100, you can get yourself a gas back rifle, and you can still use your body that you're used to with all your stuff and whatnot on it, and that single fact right there is probably one of the biggest pros to it. But it's been out for an awful long time. There's other stuff on the market. I haven't really been keeping up with the new stuff on the airsoft market here lately, but there is other alternatives, and the biggest pro to this, the fact that it's cheap, is also its biggest downside. Again, if you guys have followed the channel, you know that I've made numerous replacement parts for this, including this half of the sort of shell, because this broke very early on, so I printed one in nylon. I have the 3D files for both sides. I think I actually posted those on Thingiverse. This side just broke not too long ago. My spring for my charging handle broke along with my charging handle. That's not part of the kit. That's just, due to the gun. That's actually the second one I've broken. This aluminum piece here that I've machined, which is probably the strongest part on the entire kit, originally is die-cast zinc. It's split apart. Yeah, no good there. My bolt has broken. I mean, this makes this kit look pretty bad. All this stuff is broken. But you have to remember that for a long time, I've been feeding this with compressed air, which is putting, I can put significantly higher pressures through this kit than it was ever intended for in a million years, which is not helping anything. This plastic, which I think should have been like, something nicer, at least nylon. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's stiffer than what I would think of regular nylon. I don't think it's ABS, but it might be ABS. It would have been nicer to have like glass fiber reinforced or something like that, because it takes so much stress. But again, $100. What can you honestly expect? I mean, if you see the G&G combat machines, which are $150, I believe, for a full gun, and those are, some of, they're known for being some of the, best made sort of cheap guns on the market. And, the quality of airsoft guns have gotten better over time, but the fact remains is they're still not very, very good quality. It doesn't matter where you go. This kit is certainly a victim of the not so good quality, and if you really want something that's, quote, good quality, you have to spend outrageous amounts of money. And honestly, if you're using it for target shooting, and you're gonna, which is, mainly what I do, I don't want to spend outrageous amounts of money on it to the point where my airsoft gun costs more than the real equivalent, and I could just go out to the store and buy the real equivalent. Yes, I have to go to a range. I can't just, shoot it, on my property because I don't have enough property. But, whatever the case may be, I would rather own the real equivalent to this than the airsoft version. Now, yes, if you're playing airsoft, that's different, but I guess my whole point is I'm not trying to discourage you from buying this, but a lot of people have asked me what I think about it, and yes, I do really like it. But just remember, it costs $100 for a reason, and don't expect the thing to last forever. Now, all these things that are broken, you can look back, but I think this kit's been in my gun for probably at least about 3 years now, and in that 3 years, it's been shot so much. I've probably gone through, geez, 30, 40,000 rounds, maybe 50, something like that, but it's been absurd amounts of shots. So the fact that this has lasted that long, and I could have it last longer. I mean, I made the 3D files for both halves. I could try to print the other side. I need to make a new charging handle, that sort of thing. That's great, but I think that I'm probably just done with all that. I think this, GBBs, or GBRs specifically, in general, are really, really cool. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But the problem with them is they're impractical in my opinion for playing airsoft, especially when everyone else is running around with an AEG and 300 round high caps. You get like 40 rounds on, and then maybe two of that on one magazine. The magazines cost, $40 or $50 a piece. And so, in order to even get the equivalent of one other player as far as, just sheer ammo capacity, you have to have, five or so magazines, just to make up for what, one or two would do on, a regular high cap on an AEG, which is just, it's insane. And you have mag changes. Now, I know that some people are real milsim and they want, they get the lower capacity magazines, and that's fine. That's fine. That's great. But I'm talking about just casual games, which is what I play. The power and everything else is great, but it just cannot hold up to the firepower that a regular AEG can. And that's its biggest downside as far as, it's just not practical. It's very fun to shoot in the yard. I have a lot of fun with it, but it's just not practical for actually playing when it comes down to it, mainly because of the magazine cost and the fact that if you want to use the same magazine, you got to have gas on you, and you really want to be shot at, while you're carrying around a propane cylinder. I don't really want to. I think that honestly, an AEG with a good battery is the way to go. It's not as cool, but I mean, if it makes you competitive with your friends, because all my friends own AEGs and gas blowback pistols. So that's basically what they're running. And, when I'm playing against them, that's what I'm up against is 300 round high caps, plus they have a secondary right at the ready. And I'm running around with 40 rounds, one magazine. And so, maybe in a game, that's a total of 80 rounds, which is like, compared to my friends who are, can practically just spray all day. That's just, maybe for Milsim this would be better, but then again, if most of the people who are playing Milsim also have the money to buy a Polar Star, which is way better than this. It costs a lot more, but yeah, I think that's probably enough. That's, a general explanation why I'm getting rid of it. I like it a lot. It's practical. It's not practical. I'm going to keep it though, obviously. I will probably put it in every now and then and still shoot it. I really like it. I might actually find possibly another gun body on eBay or something and put it in that because I do like it. Again, like I said in my previous videos, I really, really like this kit. And if you know what to expect out of it and you know not to set your expectations too high as far as how long it's going to last, then honestly, this is probably the best way to get a GBBR for very cheap. And last I checked, you can get it's like $170 or something like that, and get a G&G combat machine with a version of this kit already installed in it. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a very nice day.